Hello everyone, welcome back to the Avalon Game Project. Today so last time we have finished the test, the round voting state. Today let's go take a look at the code, the design. Today we're going to finish the quest voting state. Okay. New quest voting state. So we have this. Actually, let me create a. No, not here. New test quest voting state. Quest voting state. Do we have the? Yeah, let's call it quest voting. I think. Okay, and let's rename this. Mission quest, I think. Wait a second, I think. Was the mission? Let's use quest. Quest is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we type 2 characters less. So that's good. KST and here. Quest voting. Okay, so let's do quest voting state. We have quest voting here. Oh no, what did I do? Oh, right, yesterday we already created one, so we can actually remove this one. No, actually, let's remove the newly created one. Delete. Let this, instead of call it mission voting, let's call it quest voting. Okay, so what do we do in quest voting? Let's add some documentation first. Handles the let's take a reference. Voting goes here. We'll do that later. Quest voting. Broadcast. Broadcast what? Broadcast mission voting started by started and the team members notify team members to cast vote. Transitions from around the voting state. I'll enter enter broadcast QuestVote team members on event and notify team members to cast vote. On event saves vote in broadcast player X has voted. On exit broadcast the quest voting result and saves mission. Okay, so the thing is, well, here we'll have to know the because we transitions to we didn't add that transitions from round voting transitions to leader assignment state or because after voting quest the whole game might be over, so we might okay, so after this, all quests might be over. So now we are, so now we, so I would actually like to have a so instead of game end, I would rather to, I think game end is important, but I want to have a assassination state. Yes, quest voting. So okay, but wait, yeah. Okay, let's do this. Assassination 2. Let's do this. So now we have okay. Quest voting. No. What's this? Okay. So we have assassination state, and we'll have to add that. Okay. Or assassination state. So I'm having a little debate about whether to have this assassination state. It's because we might or might not have assassination state. So if we don't have it, how do we know? If we don't have this, we will have no event to be passed to this state. But if we leave it to the game end, the problem will be yeah, so okay, this is the loop. So okay, let's think about it. The game end state, if there's no assassination, all we have to do is to count how many missions each team won and just broadcast the results, reveal everybody's, just broadcast the results, reveal everybody's role, then update the game status as game ended. So all these. But if there is an assassination attempt, what we will have to do is, so other than what we just said, we will have to broadcast the assassination has started and wait for the assassin to cast this cast the vote to pick the target, and then we'll have to compare the target, then see if what's the game result. So the extra step is to interact with the assassin. So if we have it in a separate state, things would be much cleaner. The only problem is that we don't really know, well, at least the state machine doesn't know if the game has assassination. So in this case, I do not want. So one thing we can do is to add this logic to the exit actions of the quest voting state for it to determine if it is the last mission, and well, it will determine if it's the last mission, but on exit no, on exit it really shouldn't affect anything. So that's a pickle. You know what? Let me actually change back the documentation. Let's leave the okay, let's leave the hard decision as late as possible, because we know for a fact what are we going to do with the quest voting. Even if we do decide to make some changes, it's a very simple change on the quest voting state. So let's just focus on the problem at hand and fix that for now. So at here I'm gonna say our game end state. So in the state, I'm gonna have to add a new state, which is game end. And of course, we'll have to create that state so it can be passed to the mission voting state. Okay, enter exit. Nope, we don't have these. Even the init, we don't care. This is not a game. Super, we want to have the game state dot game end. No. The state name, and we'll have to implement the handle. Wait, nope. We'll have to implement this. Cool. Once we have that, let us go back to let us go back to the QuestVotingState. Wonderful, and it must be the state must be passed to it. Leader assign. Oh, it's a leader assignment state. State and game and state. Okay, we have these. Let's write tests. So now leader assignment state. Actually, you know what? I think we can copy paste. We don't have to type it out. See, we have everything we needed here. So copy paste, change this to game end state. Test. Import this. This is not. This is game end state. Okay, we have those and the test. Quest voting state. We have the this and that. Given state equals to that, when we don't have it now, but wait, no. So first of all, this is not leader assignment state. This is a quest voting state. when the state next state equals to state dot handle. Actually, we need an event, but let's add it later because this line is not needed. Then for now we do not want to assert these two stuff. We only want to assert the name is state name dot quest voting, and again the last two lines is not needed, which let's import this, and the start are automated tests. And see how cheap and quick the unit tests are. So this is why unit tests should have the most coverage of the code base, because it covers it's just too cheap and extremely useful if you do it right, of course. Okay, so at this point, let's come in. So let's see, on enter it should broadcast the voting started by team members and notify the team members to cast a vote. So now we'll have to do a def on enter. We need a game ID, of course. Oh, by the way, I think okay. So, and now on enter we have to first broadcast the voting started and notify the team members. All these I think I can push down to the mission service. So let's add a mission service here. We're going to import this. Mission service. And things are failing because we are unable actually to initialize the quest voting state, because now we're missing a constructor argument. So let's add it here. Again, let's add a new fixture, which is the mission service marker, of course, return magic mark, and let's give it a spec to mission service just to be nice. Okay, then we have mission service here, and the mission service pass to the quest voting state. Now the test should be passing again. Yay! Okay, so as we mentioned on enter, we want the to broadcast the voting started and notify team members. We all push this down to one single function of the mission service, and in the round service we have established the so we have established a pattern of round voting service. Here what we did was broadcast we broadcast the round, so broadcast the round vote request. So actually on mission service we're going to continue follow this pattern, but instead we are going to do something like self.mission service broadcast. So I'm thinking the broadcast and being notified are two things. So at here, I think I just want to say that the mission, the quest vote started. Let's add it to the mission service. The return value should be none. And again, after that, I want the mission service to notify cost quest vote. Yes, perfect. Okay, so we have these. Let's test it out. State, enter. It's the same. Wait. It's the same thing, so actually let me copy paste these as well. So we have the state, and when we do the not handle but on enter and give it a game ID, we want to know that the mission service dot broadcast quest vote started a search called once with game ID and mission service dot notify cost quest vote a search called once with game ID. We want to know these two things, and apparently the test passed, so we know that this piece of logic is set and done. So as we see that on exit, we want to broadcast the quest voting results and update the mission. So let's do that as well. No exit. So why did we decide on exit we don't give it a game ID? I can't remember. Was it because we can call it in our own handle event? You know what, I think I changed my mind. Let's keep things symmetrical. That if we are given on enter game ID, let's give on exit also game ID. And I think it makes much sense. So here, of course, we're missing something. Game ID, we get str. So apparently before we didn't really use this on exit. So maybe there's something wrong with it. I have to go back and check. But on exit, we want the sound.mission service to broadcast the vote result. Yes. These I don't really care. Do we care? Yeah, no, we don't care. We don't care. So on exit, we have to update the. No, actually, update the mission result. I want to keep it in the handles, because once we have received the last vote, we could just update the mission itself. Okay, let's go back. We have it. Same. Actually, let me copy and paste because it's basically the same thing. On exit, game ID. On exit, we want just to verify that this one is called by game ID. Our tests passing. Yes, they're passing. Cool. So let's implement the moneymaker, the actual good stuff. So first of all, what event do we handle? I think we handle mission vote casted event, right? So let's go to event type. Why is mission vote casted? Quest. No. Okay, so quest vote started. Yay. So handle started event. Yeah, we handle that only. So if event dot type is not equals to event type dot voted raise value error state expects this name. Okay, let's add a test called voting state with invalid event, and this poor event we could always just copy paste from another test. So we import event. The payload, of course, is just an empty dictionary, and the event type should be, I think, the blame taker quest started. Yeah, why? Yeah, it's just now a habit, so let's just keep the tradition. Wait. Quest started. Yes. Okay. So once we have those, we want to be sure that value error, we why this is a return event. This is bad. Okay. We want to verify that if invalid quest started, not quest started, quest vote casted. Okay. So now things are passing or fading because event time has no attribute mission started. Oh. Yeah, because I, okay, my bad. Let's change it back. So instead of mission mode, let's rename it. Quest. And now we could change these to quest. Yes. Okay. Now the test should be passing. Wait, still has no mission started. Oh God. And this is changed to quest started. And now we change them all. So the only problem now is that quest vote casted. Right. So the invalid should have a quest started. This is what we have been blaming to, and now we can see all the tests passed. That's good. So now, once we have validated the event, we want to just like the round voting state, let's pull it here, that we want to get the payload. The payload should have basically the same thing. So in this way we now read. So I'm thinking about copy pasting this piece of logic. But the thing is, we really, so first of all, this validation logic is very naive. It only verifies if they have these, but not verifying, say, the mission number really should be an int and be an int from 1 to 5 inclusive on both ends. Same as round number. Player ID should be a UUID, and we want to really want to verify that it is one of the players in the game, and the vote should be a Boolean value. So all this, we don't do it here. We just naively trust whatever is passed in as long as they're not none. So with all the validation, actually introducing a library is makes much sense. But I think I'll do it offline, not to do it here. So for now, I'm going to do something I'm not very proud of. I'm going to copy paste this piece of code and copy this code and paste it in the Quest voting service. I will replace them later and have a better unit test for this. Or what we can do is to have a bunch of utils to basically write a validator ourselves. I don't think write a validator ourselves makes sense because again we have all of the good stuff. Why are we reinventing the wheel? So now okay, I'm gonna copy paste this. Don't quote me on this. I will, I promise. Actually, I'm gonna even add a to do replace this naive validation with a proper package, with a package, and be more strict. Okay, so I'm gonna put it here. The only thing we don't expect here is the round number, so I'm going to remove this part. And we don't need the round number here. Okay, so actually we can do the same testing as the test round voting to basically so now we'll have, so this part I don't mind, like copying pasting the testing fixture. Yes, I think you can do it to put this in the one single place, but why even bother, right? Okay, we have this, and the event type is quest vote costed, right? So now invalid event type, and now we want to have a not this. So okay, so first of all, if okay, assert true for now. Event payload. So now if this is not event, yeah, this is still event. This is more of an event. We need this because we need to update the payload. So here the payload equals to event.payload, and of course we need this, we don't need this, and let's then parameterize not event but payload key, including mission number, player ID, and vote. So, and of course we added here the payload key, and payload key none. So we're saying that okay, we're gonna run this test 3 times. Each time we are going to set this key of the payload to none to verify that the validation logic actually works. Okay. Oh, we have two of them? Okay. Alright. So you this is event payload. Okay. The tests should all be passing. Yes, you can see that with the round voting event payload, we're running it. Wait, this is round voting, but we're looking for quest voting. We only run it 3 times, which is good. This is what we want. We are going to come back and change this. So now we have this. We have verified the event type and the event payload, and now we want to verify. Or maybe we could even move this to the event service. Now, handling the input should be the part of the state. It should be fine. We don't want to overcomplicate that. So now we want, once we have this, we want to, first of all, we want the mission service to save mission vote. Okay, once we have this, so now this 2 validation, we can finally say that we want to verify that mission service dot this assert not caught. Okay, it should still be passing. Yep, because they're not caught because we raise an error and the flow is interrupted. So once we save the vote, we want to verify that and this one, the original happy path, now we should give it an event. And now, even though next we still don't know about the next state, we can finally give it an event to handle, and we want to verify that the mission service dot save mission vote assert called once with all these good stuff. And things are passing because, let me see, okay, we're missing the game ID. So now if we run this, still failing? What? Why? Oh, we don't have the next state. Yes. Okay, let's delete this for now because we haven't returned the next state. Okay, now it's all passing. So once we save the mission, we want to verify if yes, if it's mission voted, of course we don't have this. Let's add it. So if this, we return to self because we're still waiting for another. Mission vote. But if is so if mission passed, we want it to go to the no. Actually, if not, we actually, this is not mission service. This should belong to game service, which is if game has ended. Well, we can put it anywhere. No, since we're counting mission, let's put it here. But this is definitely not if mission passed, because whether to go back to the game end state or leader assignment state, it all depends on if we have any team has won 3 missions. So what we call this mission service. I think let's call it is game. Okay. I'm gonna add a some documentation here to say that. So, and this is of course return a Boolean. Here I want to say that if any team has won 3 out of 5 missions. Okay. No, I don't. So since this is mission service, I want the name to be mission related. So I'm gonna refactor this to mission service dot missions completed. So since this is a plural, I think this is somewhat more understandable. We could always think about that later. So if so this should also change to mission completed. So if mission completed, of course we go to the game end state, but if not, we're going to the leader assignment state. Cool. So in this case, state vote when vote not when mission not voted. Okay, so now in this case we want the mission service dot is mission voted to return false. So now we can assert the next state equals to self, and the mission service dot mission. Oh, so this should be. I always so this is a habit. myself. So okay, this is somewhat a habit of if a function returns a boolean, the first word should specify that to say is something or has something. So this is a little habit of mine, and I tend to keep it. But it's not a must. I think mission completed here is absolutely understandable. I know some senior developers do not follow this pattern, but I myself like it. So just some explanation here. Mission is employed. We want to say that this is not called. Actually, here we also want to broadcast something that broadcast result is done on the exit, so actions, so I think we're good. Okay, so assert not called, good. So copy paste the whole thing. Mission voted when missions completed. Missions completed. So now this should return a value of true, and the mission service dot is missions completed should also return true. So all these should still be true, with the exception that the next state will actually be the game end state, and mission completed should be assert called once with game ID, right? And last but not least, let's again copy paste the whole thing. Missions not completed. So this should return value of false. Missions not completed, so the return value should be leader assignment state. There's yeah, you spell that. Assignment. Oh God. Okay, I should rename this. This should be shorter. Okay. Yeah, I think we have a pretty solid logic here, pretty solid test here. We're gonna wrap up today. Yeah. Thank you everyone for watching. See you next time. Bye.